Ayodhya was a grand city. It thrived under King Dashratha. He was known for his wisdom and bravery. He loved his people. His time as king was full of peace and good fortune. The land was fruitful. The harvests were plentiful. Everyone was happy. King Dashratha ruled fairly and kindly. He was a true warrior king. He defended his kingdom. King Dashratha was a religious man. He did his duties seriously. He asked the gods for blessings. He prayed for his people. The people loved their king. They knew he was fair and good. They felt safe. They trusted him. Ayodhya prospered under his kind rule. It was a golden age. One day, something bad happened. The royal stargazers studied the stars. They made a scary prediction. Saturn was moving towards the Cancer constellation. This movement, called Shani's Sati, was a bad omen. It meant trouble for King Dashratha and his kingdom. The stargazers warned of disasters. They predicted bad events and suffering. King Dashratha listened carefully. He felt sad. He knew about the power of the planets. He understood what their movements meant. He worried about his people. He had to protect them from this coming danger. King Dashratha was conflicted. He was a brave warrior. He had fought many enemies. But this was different. This was a challenge from the gods. How could he, a human, fight a powerful god like Saturn? He talked to his advisors. They discussed for days. Some suggested pleasing Saturn with gifts and rituals. Others suggested asking other gods for help. King Dashratha listened to everyone, but he knew he had to face this himself. He decided to confront Saturn. King Dashratha went on a dangerous journey. He left his comfortable palace. He traveled to the home of the gods. His journey was full of challenges. He climbed dangerous mountains and went through thick forests. He fought wild animals and overcame magic tricks. But King Dashratha never gave up. He was driven by his love for his people and his strong sense of duty. He knew his kingdom's fate depended on him. He would not stop. Finally, King Dashratha arrived. He stood before Saturn, the celestial judge. Saturn looked powerful and commanding. King Dashratha bowed his head respectfully. He spoke to Saturn with humility and courage. He acknowledged Saturn's power and the certainty of fate, but he also asked for his people's safety. He said a true king's duty was to protect his people even from the gods. When words failed, Dashratha did what no one had dared to do before. He picked up his bow and challenged Shani Dev to battle. "If you won't spare my kingdom, then face me, a protector of my people," he exclaimed. The sheer audacity of this act amazed Shani Dev, who paused to observe the king's resolve. The battle never occurred, but Dashratha's bravery, duty, and selflessness left a profound impression on the celestial lord. Saturn listened carefully to King Dashratha. He was impressed by the king's courage, selflessness, and devotion to his duty. He saw the king's love for his people. Shani Dev, pleased by Dashratha's sense of duty and his warrior spirit, said, "O king, I am moved by your devotion and bravery. Ask me for a boon and it shall be granted." Dashratha humbly replied, "Please spare my kingdom and my people from your fatal transit over Rohini." Shani Dev granted this boon, ensuring the safety of Dashratha's kingdom. But the story didn't end there. When Shani Dev asked Dashratha to request another boon, the king said, "I pray that you never trouble living beings unduly and bless those who worship you sincerely." Shani Dev, deeply touched, promised, "Any person who recites the prayer you composed today, what shall be known as the Dashratha Krit Stotra, will be protected from my adverse effects. I will always protect those who honor this prayer with faith and devotion." The story of King Dashratha and Saturn shows the power of courage, duty, and faith. It teaches us that even when things seem impossible, we must not give up hope. We must face our challenges bravely and strongly, guided by our duty and fueled by our faith. Even today, Saturn is respected and feared. He is seen as a strict teacher who brings justice and teaches us important life lessons through difficulties. The story of King Dashratha and Saturn reminds us that while we can't avoid our destiny, we can face it with courage and dignity. It encourages us to do our duties with dedication and to face our challenges with faith and strength. The story gives us hope, reminding us that even in dark times, courage, duty, and faith can show us the way to a better future.